Across a vast continent comes a range of delicious dishes with flatbreads, spicy stews, great veggies and some unusual drinks. Welcome to some of the most interesting food on earth, the food of Africa. Join our food safari to learn how to make Nigeria's one-pot wonder, the colourful jollof rice, freshly cooked Ethiopian injera bread, a fast Abyssinian lamb dish, the tropical flavours of the Swahili coast, a guide to African carbs from fufu to plantains, and the fragrant coffee ceremony from the Horn of Africa.
East African food is fresh, it's vibrant, it's colourful, and it's full of flavour. And it is like a slap straight to your face from a chili pepper. It's about love, it's about bonding, and we all congregate around this massive circle. And then you've got people feeding people, you've got people offering food, and it's lovely. It is a fiesta that never ends.
Karim Degal grew up in a country area of Ethiopia before his family came to Australia as refugees in the mid-1990s. They opened Melbourne's first Ethiopian bread bakery and small grocery shop, specialising in East African ingredients.
Spices are very important. There is not a dish in Ethiopia or in the whole East African region that doesn't have a spice of some sort.
Is there one thing that everyone uses?
Specifically, yes, and that's the cardamom pod seeds. And that's used from making dorowet to making nitrikabe to making various stews of lentils or veggies. Really interesting one we've got is it's called timas.
Timas.
Timas, yeah.
So how would you describe this flavour, Karim?
A sweet touch of lavender.
Oh. It's lavender-like, but it's not lavender.
But it's not lavender-like, yeah. Now, the mother of all loads, it is gold. It's red gold. It's berbere. It's a chili powder.
It's a spice mix, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is sun-dried. It is infused with cloves and ginger and ajwa. It is mixed with allspices. It's got timas, salt, black pepper. You could not cook authentic Ethiopian food without having berbere in it.
Ghee is something that Ethiopian people love, don't you?
Yes, we do. And it's used in every single dish.
So that's clarified butter?
That's clarified spiced butter, and it's called nitrikabe.
And what flavours are in this?
Your cardamom pod seeds, as well as kosarat.
And that's a
minty sort of thyme.
Minty thyme?
And then you'd use a bit of fennel as well.
So if there's a cooking smell of Ethiopia, it's nitrikabe?
It's kabe, yes. It's infused into an Ethiopian's house. Another Ethiopian favourite is popcorn.
That is popcorn, yes?
Yes, it is. and popcorn has to be there when you have coffee. The coffee ceremony is a very, very important thing in Ethiopia. I mean, the Italians love their coffee, but the Ethiopians love their coffee even more. Coffee actually comes from the Kaffa region. It's an Oromo province in Ethiopia. We invented the stuff.
Invented it?
Yes, we did.
Nigerian Kunle Adeswa's shopping basket fills with very different ingredients. The West African palate preferring savoury flavours and staying clear of cheese, dairy products, sugar and wheat. But like East Africa, also loving their chilies.
It must be present. If it's not present, there's no cooking.
In his quest to highlight the deliciousness of African food, Kunle manufactures products for his shop Tribal Tastes in Melbourne's Queen Victoria markets.
This is a plantain used widely in African cuisine. Peel the skin off and then slice it, fry it, dry it, and it's widely eaten across Africa. There are two types of oil extracted from the palm tree. One is from the kernel and one is from the fruit.
This is fruit.
This is fruit. This is pure palm fruit oil. We in West Africa have been using this oil from the dawn of time. We use it in cooking, we use it in frying, we use it in rituals. This is superior to olive oil. This is the oil of the future. Smoked fish is so important in West African cuisine. It's culture.
Culture?
Yes. We actually use dried fish to pay dowry.
Ah.
This is smoked prawns. In Nigeria and West Africa generally, some people will grind it up and use it to flavor their sauces.
Now, Kunle, are those in this unusually named jar?
Oh, they call it chito.
It's like a balachan, isn't it?
Yeah. It's something similar to that.
And which countries use this?
This is Ghana. If you want to win a Ghanaian man's heart, please don't forget a jar of chito.
Across Africa, carbohydrates are adored. They're filling and easy to prepare, low in cost and very satisfying. The standout is called fufu, made with the flour from either taro, cassava, plantain bananas or sorghum. The flour is stirred into water and then worked vigorously in a circular motion. The result somewhere between a porridge and a polenta and eaten with the right hand.
Interesting.
In West Africa, it all comes back to white corn.
We call it the king of crops.
And it's used right through, isn't it?
It's used right through Africa. If it's fresh, you can cook it or boil it or roast it. When you grind it up like this without taking the skin off, it's called maize meal. When you take the skin off, it's called mealie meal.
So
this
how
one
do you
is,
cook this?
Just boil some water up and put it in the boiling water and stir it.
Like polenta?
Like polenta, without the sugar, without the cream, just water.
But until an African has eaten something like this, you don't feel full?
I don't feel half it. That is what I eat every day. Without that, I think life will stop.
Black-eyed beans are the basis of many foods in Senegal, where chef Bachi Dia was born and spent most of his life, before training as a chef in Paris and then arriving in Australia. Though he's mastered many cuisines, it's the recipes taught to him by his grandmother, who was an accomplished chef, that he holds most dear.
What we're going to do today is akra, the most vegetarian, vegan dish in the world.
Akra is a dense, bready, textured fritter usually served with a vibrant capsicum and chilli dipping sauce. Bachi starts by soaking the beans in hot water for a couple of minutes to loosen their skins, a process he helps along by rubbing them together. So this is what's left, Bachi. That's an amazing process.
Yeah.
With the skin off, he pounds the beans in a mortar and pestle.
That's it.
That's it?
Now we need to do a technique I love. It's aflata. You need the bowl on top the boiling water and you need to cook it through. And you take it out a little bit just to cool it down. Now what we need is to shape it. You just wet your hand and grab some of the dough. And that's it. Do that.
Oh,
that.
One hand only, is it?
And that's it. Great. And that's it. That's all.
Okay. I hope that's not a bad one.
No, it's a good one. And then we just grab it.
In Senegal, these are cooked on every street corner.
Yeah. Every morning you can smell on the road, in the market, the smell of the beans.
The brilliant red dipping sauce is made by boiling red capsicums, adding long red and bird's eye chilies.
When that boils, you just close it for 15 minutes.
Then peeling and blending them together. What a fabulous colour.
Now we need to pass it through a fine strainer. 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. I put olive oil because I love olive oil. 2 tablespoons of olive oil and teaspoon salt. This goes with akra, goes with fish goes with anything.
Oh, great. So this is the all-purpose sauce of Senegal.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yes.
That's a beautiful combination. The Ethiopian, Eritrean, Sudanese and Somalian communities thanked their stars when this bakery opened, producing the flat, spongy, griddle-baked bread called injera. No meals eaten without it. Maftuha Osman says only women have the patience to bake the injera bread, which is made with either white, wholemeal or sorghum flour and fermented to give an airy, bubbly texture and a slightly sour flavour. It's used as an edible plate for most meals.
Mostly this thing they don't using for breakfast. They're using lunch and dinner.
Lunch and dinner. Oh, it's really... it's so crispy. Look at that.
It's nice.
It's spongy on the top.
Yeah.
And a little bit sour.
Yes.
But, oh, I love that crust. Yum, yum. And do only women do this baking?
It is.
Really?
And our traditional, the man, they don't like to cook in the kitchen, especially in the far country. Especially if I say for my husband, do this one, ladies' job, you know.
Abyssinia was the name Europeans gave to the Empire of Ethiopia, which stood strong for 700 years. The exotic-sounding name adopted by former Eritrean freedom fighter and now chef Rahel Obagagish for her Melbourne restaurant. One of her special dishes is kulwa, a fast, delicious dish made with lamb and served with injera.
The kulwa is one of the most simple things. You know, you come from work, if you have a small of these things nearby, you can have a dinner with your family in 3-5 minutes. We start with the onion and some tomato. You have to put everything at the same time. The chili. I love so much chili. So a little bit of oil. And the ghee. And then after that, I'll put the nice meat and a little bit of salt. That's it. It's in a high fire. That is how simple it is.
So it's quite glossy with ghee. You like that sort of rich, buttery flavour, do you?
Yeah, we really love oil. We grow up not eating many oil and not eating a lot of meat too, so we really crave rich flavors. Now we can put a little bit of berbere, and that is what makes it different from the stew. Just at the end, I put more tomato and finish. And we pour it in the middle of the plate.
I love the colours too.
Okay. Do you want me
so
to teach you how to eat it first?
Eritrean style.
Okay, so always we use the right hand. What you do is you have to grab a little bit of everything. You have to buy a bigger
no
one.
cutlery. Oh, bigger than that. Am I being too girly, am I? All right. That is lovely.
Thank you.
Really nice. The east coast of Africa and the islands off the coast are referred to as the Swahili coast, after the predominant language spoken there. Shukri Abdi is from Somalia and grew up in Kenya before coming to Australia 9 years ago, bringing with her a cuisine influenced by settlers from India, Persia, Portugal and the Arab world, as well as, of course, Africa.
People sometimes joke back at home that the Swahili people would sit under a coconut tree and wait for the coconut tree to fall.
Sounds like an idyllic life.
So yeah, our cooking, we must have coconut in everything.
Shukri prefers coconut milk powder as it allows her to control the intensity of the coconut taste.
So of course you can see this is very, very thick. So I'll just add water. Yeah. Now what I'm going to add next is some chopped onions, tomato puree. So you don't put a lot, you just put a little bit just for the taste. The only spice you put in this dish is turmeric. That's it. And as I told you, I never measure.
No.
I remember I started cooking when I was 9 years old, because it was the culture you have to learn how to cook. Otherwise, no one will marry you. And then a little bit of salt to taste. And what we do is just put it on low so that it cooks slowly. Wait 10, 15 minutes.
Shukri likes to serve the corn with a lamb dish cooked simply with onion, tomato puree and red capsicum, and a sweet cardamom-spiced fried bread called mohamri.
So immediately when it comes, it floats up, you just turn it and then it puffs up. So what you can do, there are two ways. You can either make a pocket or use your fingers. And I think I can feed you because I feed my boys with their fingers.
Feed me.
The coconut.
What a beautiful combination.
I can tell you food tastes better when you eat with your fingers.
It tastes better when it's cooked by you. Kunle Adeswa has a favourite dish from home. It's jollof rice, the dish, she says, that has no rules.
Jollof rice is close to my heart because I grew up with it. I ate it nearly every second day of my life.
That's a lot. And you still love it.
And I still love it.
To start, Kunle makes a sauce that will be mixed with the rice during cooking. It's called obayata, and it's made by blending fresh chopped tomatoes and in a separate bowl, red capsicum and fresh chilli. In red palm fruit oil, Kunle cooks echalots, diced celery, spring onions and salt.
I'm adding the tomato now, and I'm adding the capsicum and the chili. So the flavor will come out when it's cooked, and when we add the marlin and everything, it's going to be a magnificent dish.
Once the obayata sauce is made, Kunle cuts large cubes of fresh marlin, which are then sprinkled with dried crushed chilies. In his beloved red palm oil, he cooks carrot, red capsicum, chopped tomatoes and zucchini with some salt.
We throw in the marlin, then we put in our rice, then we stir it together gently so that everything is properly mixed.
He adds the obayata sauce, turns the heat down and cooks the rice for 30 to 40 minutes.
This is the finished product, Maeve.
Wow.
Now, this plantain, it will be there like that. Taste it. If it's not good, complain quietly. If it's good, just say, wow.
That's lovely.
You can taste the vegetable, the fish and everything.
But do you know what you can't taste?
Yeah.
All that chilli.
Yeah, because
It's just a mellow, lovely flavour.
It's just blended.
It's absolutely lovely. Onions are the basis of one of the great dishes of Ethiopia and Eritrea, a stew called a wat, which starts with lots and lots of onions cooked in a pot with no fat or liquid.
It starts off with having a lot of onions in the pot, and that reduces down to what we have here at the moment. I'll just show you that. That was to the brim.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so what we'll do now is we'll add some olive oil. Here we go.
Really nice and glossy.
This is the netrekabe. So this is the clarified ghee that we've spiced. So I will need to add some berbere to that. So about 7 tablespoons.
What? Wow!
4, 5, 6. Now I'll just stop on the 6th one there.
I've never seen so much spice being added.
Give it a bit of a mix.
Now I know why it's called red cooked chicken.
So we'll grab some of our chicken.
It's a whole chicken that's been skinned and
has.
segmented.
Yep. Can you see the colours of the oil?
It's intense. It's fantastic.
I'm going to turn the heat down a bit because you don't want it ultimately to crush to the bottom of the pan.
Looks very nice.
Let's cover that. Well, here are the spices. My favourite of them all, the cardamom pod seeds.
Oh, beautiful.
Nigella seeds as well. This is called tukurazmut.
Wow.
There we go. Go some ajwan now. Similar to a fennel seed. It gives it the spicy kick that it needs. African basil leaf as well. And that's the leaves plus the actual seeds. And that's peppercorn. And then we just grind that down. Tea and I thought you're weird. Just give it a good shake every now and then. And now you can add a bit of that. You sprinkle it over the top so it doesn't stick together. And some salt to season. Now we'll just slide in some of our eggs. If you drop it in there,
soak up the
that's just
flavour.
going to soak a lot of the oil. So just drop them along the side. Get some of our lovely injera, which is right here. Now let's just get a bit more of that rich sauce.
Oh, my mouth's watering.
You want to try?
I'll have a little bit. Ooh.
There you go.
Ooh,
Bon
it is.
appetit.
Oh.
Is that good?
Such flavour. Oh, my heavens. That's a great dish. I love it. In the Horn of Africa, the pace of life is slower, and having coffee with someone takes a couple of hours. Even far from home, Ruta Obagagish still has coffee the traditional way every afternoon, complete with a soft, sweet bread she bakes called himbasha, and the burning of the ancient aromatic gum resin called frankincense. And so, freshly roasted coffee is, for you, the best taste on earth.
The best, definitely. Put it here just to cool down and to grind it. Here. And start grinding. And after that, we have to put it inside the pot. And this is a dry ginger that we use for coffee, and it's very good because have good flavor to the coffee. And we put water inside. It boils slowly. And that's it. This. Now, try your coffee.
It's a really beautiful, mellow coffee.
It is.
That ginger's really, I would never put that with coffee.
Yes.
That's great. Dancing. On our next safari, Syrian food in all its delicious fresh glory, from mezza dishes to the national dish of kibbeh, plus some luscious sweets.
From then on, it's adding your chicken, just making sure you keep an eye on the level of oil and water as well, so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot. And from then on, Bob's your uncle.
What's that in Ethiopian?
In Ethiopian. Hey, Bob.